Hey, it's Clay, and this will be a video chart on Bitcoin. We will take a look at the 4-hour time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 4-hour in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 4 hours. So while this here may look like a few weeks worth of time, it's actually just the past few days broken down into 4-hour time slices. I like to do this time frame. I think it's a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and then makes mapping out levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. Been doing this analysis on a very routine basis. Did it about 24 hours ago. So that's where the green line here are coming from. And remember, cryptos are open 24/7. So, if you're watching this video 15, 20 hours from now, the chart is going to look a little bit different. How different, I don't know, but that's also why I like to use the 4-hour time frame, because it allows me to talk about more so broad levels, and that way keep this video relevant for as long as possible. So what I want to do here is actually going to get rid of these lines. Sure, they still pertain, but like I said, in the spirit of just making this video stay relevant for as long as possible, essentially what has formed over the past couple of days has been what we would call, so let me just get this drawn up here first. So you have this symmetrical triangle. However, all this is occurring in an overall downward state like this. So essentially what we have is a bear pennant pattern. And yes, it is a bearish pattern, but just because it's bearish does not mean that it's for sure going to be going, further and further down. Because if that were the case, that would imply that there's guarantees, and there is no such thing as a guarantee in the market. But if you were to force me into a corner and say, hey, who would you give the odds to? You got to give the odds to the bears, but again, that doesn't mean that it's for sure going to be, a movement to the downside. So that brings up the next question, or really the next kind of couple of questions in regards to how do we keep this chart relevant for as long as possible. So first question to ask yourself when you watch this video, and we'll just say it's 20 hours from now, is where's the price relative to this pattern? If the price is still between these two lines, well, then at that point, you would just use one word to summarize the price movement, and that would be consolidation. So at that point, consolidation. Now, if you're answering that the price is actually up above that upper orange line, that would imply that there's been a breakout underway, and now it's just kind of a question of, well, how powerful is this breakout? So the following question you need to ask yourself is, well, where's the price relative to 6,500? If the price is actually up above 6,500 as you ask that question, that would imply that the bulls are having a very, very good 24-hour session. Now, on the flip side, if you're saying, well, actually, Clay, the price is down below that lower orange trend line, then that is where this next level, would need to come into play. And that is down here at essentially the 6,100 mark. On the flip side of things, if you're saying that the price is actually, or I should say answering that the question is down below 6,100, that would imply that, this bear pattern has now played out and that the price is indeed getting bearish continuation to the downside. So use this pattern and use those trend lines to kind of help you gauge exactly what may or may not be unfolding over the next 24 hours. I do plan on being back 24 hours from now. But like I said, we'll see how the price reacts. It very well could just stay inside of this pattern and just go sideways. But if it does make some sort of move, either to the up or downside, use these exterior levels to then kind of gauge how powerful the move may be. One of the biggest questions I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.